Alright, so for some wacky reason, right, I thought it would be a bright idea to go and hunt some blimmin' ghosts! But because I am the absolute definition of a wuss, I enlisted two of my mates, Lagman and Ghost Girl, to assist me on my endeavours in order to make sure that we could find some ghosts in Phasmaphobia. So we started off with about 20 minutes of desperately trying to get Josh into a game. But the lag man wouldn't be the lag man without lag, so he just, I don't know, struggled. But eventually the heavens blessed us, and all three of us were able to hop into this wacky van to explore this wacky house. Wow! And of course, the first logical location for us to go to was the blimming basement, because nothing bad has ever happened down a basement. Ghost Girl slapped on this motion detector thingy, so we'd be alerted when a ghost was nearby. How does she have this, you may ask? Well, apparently she has nothing else to do with her time but hunt ghosts! I mean, look at her level! I also had my own way of knowing when a ghost was nearby, because I had an oomph reader. You see these lights? Yeah. If it's green, it's good. If it's red, you're as good as dead. And apparently, if it's orange, you do absolutely nothing, because that's pretty much what I did, aside from having a leisurely stroll upstairs as Dusk over here stormed up with me, hurling insults at how terrified I was. And then she went back down into the basement, not scared or phased in the slightest. I wasn't having any of that, however. Oh, look at this. My frames are dropping. That means Josh is near. But I didn't have the guts to go find out, because I can't reiterate this enough, there is a literal ghost hunting us down. We all retreated back to the van, where I discovered that apparently we were vlogging our supernatural experiences. So I might have been properly afraid to go in and just watch the cameras instead, until I thought about the content and was bold enough to re-enter the building. And I'm glad I did, because Josh had a few questions to ask the ghost.
Robert Martinez, do you like Among Us? Let me know. Do you like Among Us?
Unfortunately, I don't think the ghost did, because no response was given in the slightest. However, Dusk had discovered ghost excrement, or ghost orbs, but I mean, let's be honest, if it's not poop, there's only one other alternative for what on earth this could be. And she also found these, like, dots. No idea what these dots are, but apparently she's found them, and using this knowledge, we had learned that the ghost in question was an electrical ghost known as a Ryja. I probably didn't pronounce that right in the slightest, by the way. Basically, they thrive in electronics, so your beautiful Apple smart fridge would attract this ghost if you turned it on. So while I was still recovering from the blinking lights of the oomph reader, Dusk, who by the way was still perfectly calm, alerted Josh and I of these optional objectives, because hunting ghosts in the first place apparently isn't enough of an objective. Examples of these objectives would be like scaring the ghost with a cross, because apparently religion is scary, or smudging the ghost. No clue what smudging is though. Oh, look at everyone's sanity. There's not much of it. Wait, where's Josh? Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. He's dead. Electrical Ghost fella probably brutally murdered him, or he just lagged out of the game. But the first option is far more dramatic in my opinion. So we were down a team member, and due to this, I kindly asked Dusk if we should leave, but she responded with a very subtle, no, go away. As a last act of defiance, I grabbed the camera so I could record my last dying words as I inevitably died at the hands of the ghost. However, even as we re-entered the spooky establishment, the oomph reader had yet to go past green since our previous supernatural encounter. We strolled back down into the basement just to see if our motion detector had detected a ghost, like default dancing or something, but to no avail, although apparently the ghost was still in the room because Dusk had somehow smudged it, like there's still no clue what smudging is. So at this point, I think Dusk was pretty much sick of my terrified cries, so we left the establishment regardless of the fact that we missed half the objectives we were supposed to do, but we also left with our lives, so to me, that was enough. We re-invited Josh, and while we were waiting, we threw a bunch of paint cans. I know, what thrilling gameplay. It was here I'd also discover that I had money! So I bought a glow stick. There was no logical reason, I just liked it because it glowed! Back into the van we went, but this time I was readily armed with a glow stick. It was a different house this time though, and it was frustratingly dark too. I stumbled my way all over the place, though looking back on the recording I could have solved this problem by simply using my torch instead of holding my oomph reader all the time. I checked all the drawers of the kitchen though, just in case the ghost was abnormally tiny. The ghost must clearly be near though, because Josh very apparently has a little to no sanity left.
fondles.
Come here. Come here.
Why did Josh just say fondle? Oh, and we also investigated these wacky fans. And then Dusk reported ghost activity in the kitchen. You want to know who else is in the kitchen? Yeah, that's right, me! So safe to say, I was absolutely terrified. Although once again, Dusk just said it in a calmly manner, like, oh, yep, you're gonna die. But then it turns out she wasn't referring to a ghost. She was referring to those ghost orbs, or as I like to call them, ghost excrement. And freezing temperatures were apparently present too. I know temperatures is classified as a piece of evidence in this game, but what if it's just generally cold?
What do you want?
3
Hey,
Are
Ghost,
you friendly?
do you watch J.K. Mason videos?
Are you French?
Thank you, Josh! If the ghost is subscribed, I seriously think you should be too. But I had a plan, and I found a locker. I was set for the night, me and my glow stick. Oh, would you look at that? Josh's sanity is gone, because the lag absolutely destroyed him. So, while I was in the van, I decided to hop into the cameras, and oh, would you look at that? Dusk was just chilling there, and so was the ghost! The ghost was just chilling in the same room as them, and they were perfectly fine. You saw that, right? Because I did, and I made sure to make a point of it to Dusk to get out of the room as fast as she could, but she just sat there with a mentality of, oh cool, I'm in a room with a ghost, I could possibly murder me at any moment. Because I saw this, and was able to determine that the ghost was white, it meant that we were able to deduce that it's a Yuri. Don't say the joke. I know you're thinking it. The next objective we had was to detect a ghost with a motion sensor, and to get a ghost to step into salt, of which I had no clue how on earth to do, although there are only 3 uses of salt, which I made very good use of. But as I was umming and ahhing about entering the house, Dusk had already plopped down her motion detector, which I must say, made me look like a right idiot. So I plopped down the salt in the same room as the motion detector, and then we simply had to wait. And you see that? A footstep just appeared. We needed my glow stick to find out where the ghost's footsteps led, which would have been great if I hadn't gotten rid of my glow stick in order to make room for the salt. And by the time we found a glow stick off of Josh's dead corpse, it was too late. God blimey, look at this disgusting excuse of a toilet. Oh, whoopsie! The ghost apparently didn't like that reaction to their toilet. We turned off all of our electronics in the hope that the ghost would just casually stroll past. And thankfully, that seemed to have done the trick, as the oomph reader was back to green. Oh wait, now it's going off again! We just ran and ran and ran. We did not know what to do. But at this point, the lag Josh had apparently passed on to me was so atrocious. I think it was the scariest part of the game. But due to this encounter, we had been able to do 2 more optional objectives. But the one objective we hadn't done was having an abnormally low amount of sanity. So basically, to complete the mission, we had to experience even more trauma than we already had. Oh shoot, the things are going off again. Oh golly, oh gosh, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's alright, it's alright. It's all fine. You're all good, I think. It's just on 2. Wait, why is it on 2? It's usually on 1. So we pretty much just got to hang around in the dark until our sanity drops. So while we're in complete darkness, can I interest you in the bright red subscribe button? But eventually, we experienced enough trauma to leave safely. But you want to know what else happened? The ghost just started hunting us as we were leaving! Ah!
One, I can't remember.
Yes.
I'm dumb.
No.
It just started hunting behind us.
Did I actually? The ghost was chasing us as we were leaving the establishment. We made it out alive. I didn't die. In fact, we didn't die. Aside from Josh, but his lag really destroyed his experience.